Welcome to another dojo topic. Hey, have you ever felt like you're on this wheel, this cycle that you just can't seem to break, where you figure something out and then it happens again, and then you figure it out and then it happens again, and you're like, what the heck, man? When am I gonna have to stop starting all over? Well, if you can resonate with that, then you're probably so happy that you attracted today's video. This is exactly what we talked about in today's dojo. So with that, I'm going to share my screen with you and share the topic that we discussed today about the frequency of starting over. So again, we meet every Tuesday. You're welcome to join us. Last week, our talk was about supreme mastery over fear. And if you were unable to join us or you have not yet seen the video, I will put a link to that video at the end of this video. So with that, um, let's get on to today's topic. Yes, we're talking about stop starting over again, man. Living in the frequency of it's already done. Wouldn't that be so much more conducive to the way you want to live your life? All right, Lana, let's think about it. Imagine waking up one morning to the sound of someone pounding on your door. When you open the door, it's the police, and they're standing there telling you you're under arrest. And you ask them, why? Why am I under arrest? And they say, well, it's because you broke the law. And you're like, what law? And they explain what law, and you're like, hey, I didn't know anything about that law. And they say, you know what? Ignorance is not an excuse. The law is the law. And they slap the cuffs on you and haul you away. Well, that's what so many of us are doing to ourselves day after day after day. We spend most of our days seeking a way to break free of the very prison we've put ourselves into, all because we don't know metaphysical law or we have some inkling about what it is, but we have a really hard time believing that it's true, believing that it happens for us, believing that it works for us, believing that we can make it work for us. And so, because we have so much difficulty, we don't follow it. We just wish it to the cornfield. Now, these laws have been created for a reason, and yet we tend to pick and choose which laws we want to believe in. You know, there's the law of gravity. If you don't believe in the law of gravity, it's not going to take much to convince you. What goes up must come down. So the law of gravity seems to be a law that we have no trouble with, right? We can buy into that. We can see that. We believe in the law of gravity because we've seen the effects. And yet, we've also seen the effects of not believing in the law of ask and it is done. We see the effects all the time. We just don't realize it. We have defined it or learned to explain it as my life sucks. Things aren't working out. Things aren't going as planned. We don't stop to realize all of the things we're putting into place because of metaphysical law. And what makes it so difficult for us to believe this law? What makes it so difficult? That we would continually choose to start all over again by looking for another way to explain it, to prove it, to believe it. What makes it so difficult for us? Many of us keep pressing the reset button in our lives by starting new affirmations, new vision boards, new intentions, creating more goals to reach, because deep down, we don't believe the law that tells us what you want is already done. Struggle is optional. Many of us have created a pattern of starting over because at the slightest indication of contrast, we hit the reset button out of fear, doubt, or impatience, causing us to start asking again for what we want, which only keeps us in lack energy. So many of us were taught to doubt ourselves, our abilities, and even what's possible. This is why we start over again by seeking, searching for the next best thing, a new teacher, a new class, a newer model, a different book, a different partner, a new group to hang out with, all because we doubt the metaphysical law that keeps us in a powerful state of being. Manifestation isn't about begging the universe. All we have to do is align with the vibration. It's already here. It's already done. That's the vibration we want to align with. That vibration of, hey, it's already here. It's already done. Why am I making this so challenging? Even if your external world is taking time to catch up, the work is finished in the unseen. Your only responsibility is to hold firm, to remain committed, and refuse to entertain even the smallest doubt that it's already done. So, why is it so difficult to stop starting over again? Why don't we start with the thought, if it's already here, why don't I start enjoying it? Why don't I start thinking about what it's like to already have it and go from there? Why am I starting all over again? Because at some point, the choice is made. No more starting over, no more doubting, no more asking again. You step into it. You live as though it's already yours. That's when it shifts from non-physical possibility into physical reality. That's when something can show up in your life, something that you don't even want, but you already know. Even if it shows up in your reality, you know it isn't real. It isn't true. It isn't a verdict. It's only a temporary detour to strengthen your resolve. Every time you start over, you are prolonging your desires. We can stop starting over again when we stop asking for something in the future tense. You know, when we're saying things like, I'll feel happy when, as soon as this happens, I'm. Stop speaking in future tense because the only moment is now, now, now. When we learn to live from now, everything changes. Because when you learn to live from now, you know, it's already done. There are so many things we can be doing, like use belief as the bridge from desire to reality. We can take every opportunity to continually say, thank you for what you are receiving, because it's the now that pulls it into form. Even when you see something that looks like, I don't know if I should be thankful for this, it is doing something positive for you. Embodying the energy of done with the feeling of gratitude before it shows. What would it take for you to do that? Do you know what the word embody means? It means you feel it throughout your entire being. What can you be so flippin' grateful for right now? And you know, when I very first started this work, this part was difficult for me because I used to think, okay, and it would be like just automatic talking, right? All right, I'm grateful I'm breathing. All right, I'm grateful for this. All right, I'm grateful for that. And you know, that energy, that's not going to attract anything that you want. Think of the things that you really are grateful for. Maybe it's simply that you're breathing right now. Maybe it's that you have the ability to smile. Maybe it's that you have the ability to watch this video and see what comes up for you. There's always something to be grateful for. We do not have to force gratitude. There's always something out there. Even if you don't yet see it in your external world, remember that the shift isn't about doing more. It's believing that it's already done. It's effortless because there's nothing for you to do. When creating the energy of done, embody gratitude before it arrives and hold the vibration of already having it. Let me explain something. Close your eyes. Bring to mind your desire. Instead of asking, shift into receiving mode. Imagine you already have it. What changes in your posture? What changes in your emotions? What changes in your energy? Breathe into the feeling of completion and then open your eyes. When creating the energy of done feels too difficult, too overwhelming, remind yourself that starting over, that's what takes effort. Remind yourself that you live in the truth of it's already done. Remind yourself that what you see is simply catching up with what the universe is already supplying for you, what the universe has already done. Every experience, every circumstance is an echo of your inner world. When you see a reflection of joy, it's not a random event. It's a sign, a confirmation that the seed of your thought has matured. It's a wink from the Creator that your desire has been fulfilled. When you go on a trip and you're following your GPS, if you take a wrong turn, you don't turn around and go all the way home and start all over again. You start from where you are and you course correct. That's the value of this. It's already done. Wherever you are right now in this moment, that's your starting point. You don't have to start all over again. Instead of starting over again with your desires, learn to recognize the signs that are telling you they've already arrived. The thing is, most of us have not learned to recognize the signs. Signs from the universe are all around us. All we have to do is know how to interpret them. Take a look at this picture. What do you see? Does it put you in overwhelm? Like, oh my God, dirty dishes. I've got to do the dishes. I've got to clean. What a mess. Is that the sign you see? Or do you see the sign that says, congratulations, you've had plenty to eat? How fortunate are you? How grateful do you feel? The signs are only there to be seen and can be seen based on how you've been taught to interpret them or how you were taught to see them. Now, close your eyes and consider the information I've just shared with you. In this present now moment, can you feel your power? Are you aware of how you arrived here? Are you ready to live from this power and stop starting over again? When you decide where you want to go from here, open your eyes and accept that you are already there. I'm so happy you attracted this video today from the dojo. What are you thinking? Are you starting to see like, oh yeah, I see the pattern of starting over. I see that pattern and how it's always throwing me back into that whirlpool of negativity. If you are able to see this, something is lighting up in you. There's a light going on inside of you. If you want any kind of support with this, visit me at masteringyourbeliefs.com. In the meantime, this is Nancy Muller, the one and only Life Sensei, saying ciao for now.